Next up is Batman Noël. You guys got your notes prepared on this?
I
do.
have my mental stuff.
Mentally, you have it all fizzled away in your brain, like a Batman villain. Who's a Batman psychic villain?
Retro?
Mr. Ten Eyes. What the fuck's that guy? What's that Batman villain with 10 eyes on his fingers? I forget it. He's a shit villain. 10-eyed man.
His name is the Ten-Eyed Man.
Yeah, he's like a Batman. He's got like eyes on each of his fingertips. That's his whole thing.
Nice. Oh,
He's not a good villain.
that's a very defeatable villain. You just give him a high five and he
He's
goes
like,
down
my
in
fucking
pain.
eyes!
It's like, oh,
How do you grab
I'm
anything like
blind
that?
now.
It's a miserable existence.
It is. Imagine how would you wipe your ass?
Every time you'd be like, no, I see the abyss!
It's just, oh no, the paper tore again.
Oh no, and welcome everyone to another Christmas comics reviews. I tried to make it
How's it?
all like alliteration, it didn't work.
Okay. You tried your best, Booster. That's what counts.
I think you mean Crooster.
Rooster.
Crooster
And today
Cru-
we're doing Batman Noël. And this one was my pick, even though I had actually never read this one before.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had just been meaning to get around to it all for a long time, and I figured, Christmas comic? How about a Batman Christmas comic? What a perfect combination this is. So this is written and drawn by one, apologies if I butcher the name, Lee Bermejo, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
okay.
this is basically just Christmas Carol with Batman, right? It
Yeah.
follows all of the beats of a Christmas Carol story. It just replaces Scrooge with Batman and a lot of major players in the Christmas Carol with Batman characters, right? So, you got Batman humming his way around, and he goes and beats the crap out of a little Joker stooge, who in this story is Bob Cratchit. And he's supposed to be delivering money for Joker, but Batman scares the life out of him. And Bob Cratchit goes running home to his wee son, Tiny Tim. And they're just shivering at home, and they're like, oh no, Batman's gonna get me. And maybe Bob Cratchit isn't, such a bad guy, he's just in a bad situation, but Batman, being Scrooge, and admittedly his personality altered a bit to fit Scrooge in this story.
Yeah.
To be,
The comic kind of does a disservice to the character of Batman.
yeah, but it's a purposeful thing to make him Scrooge, right? So you kind of have to accept that to make the story work as it's intended. And he's kind of going,
Agent Scrooge him.
Oh. Oy. So Batman's the son. He's going to use this guy and his child as bait to lure in the Joker. But in that time, he gets a vision from Jason Todd, being, of course, Jacob Marley from The Christmas Carol, as Todd instead. And he's like, oh, I'm going to get visited by 3 people, but instead of spirits, it's just Batman characters. And Catwoman being Christmas past, Superman being Christmas present, and then, of course, Joker of Christmas yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's all nicely wrapped up when Joker goes to kill Bob Cratchit, and Batman comes in to save the day, and convinces Bob Cratchit not to murder Joker by shooting him in the face.
So immediately my mind goes, I want this to see with Muppets.
I mean, Muppets Christmas Carol is like objectively the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
I've never seen it.
Oh, what?
What Muppets Christmas Carol?
You haven't seen
I've never
Muppets
seen
Christmas
it.
Carol?
Oh my, it's so good.
It's
It's the
Will
best
people tell
Christmas
me?
Carol.
do we have to
movie.
watch it right after this review?
Perhaps.
Because I will.
I would say Muppets Christmas Carol and Elf are the best Christmas movies.
Hell, Jesus. Okay.
I
Don't
love
talk
a bit
shit,
of
Shabby.
Elf.
Don't talk shit about Elf. But back to the review, though. What did we think of this Batman comic?
I thought it was pretty meh. If I'm being,
Yeah.
I couldn't really get into it because Batman's personality, like we've already said, it was forced to come like an extreme to fit the Scrooge narrative.
Yeah.
Because the things that Batman says and does, he would never say anyway. But it doesn't it doesn't feel like you're reading Batman.
It kind of feels like you're reading Dark Knight version of Batman.
Frank Miller one.
Yeah. But again, I've read a book in this same kind of universe called Joker, and you know, the Joker in this universe is out of character as well, because in the book that I read by the same artist, you know, it's in the same kind of universe, like he rapes a woman and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very dark version of everyone, I guess.
It's a weird mix because you know, he's a great artist, and I think he wrote it well. But I think the art doesn't really match what he's doing, because you have like this joyful time of Christmas, and then you have like, oh, Joker's gonna, you know, murder someone and
murder some children. Yeah. Christmas time.
I don't necessarily mind that though.
Yeah, I mean, because throughout the book there's this narration, and it's the dad telling the story to the kid, right?
Bob Cratchit.
Bob Cratchit, yeah. And that can slow the book down real.
Yeah, as well though, for me, when they did the the narrative kind of font, it just blended in with the art as well. It was quite difficult to read.
Yeah.
And you just go, okay, so this is just fancy schmancy, but I know Christmas Carol, you know, and I'm like, okay, so he's telling Christmas Carol, and there's Batman, fine, fair enough. Why am I reading this?
I would just say it just doesn't suit Batman. I would say it actually suits like a Punisher more.
Punisher?
Ooh.
Punisher Christmas Carol.
Punisher Christmas Carol would have actually made sense.
This would be cool.
I know that, you know, Punisher's not in the DC universe, but I'm just saying that, like, if you're gonna do a comic character about Scrooge, I would probably say Punisher.
The thing that raised the book like +1 point for sure was Superman as the Ghost of the Present.
Yeah.
He worked very well as
Superman.
I always love me some wholesome Superman. The art's really good, by all believe.
It is.
The art's fantastic.
Even if there were times where there was a bit of uncanny valley, especially with that child's face beaming at me, it's kind of like, get this hideous child off screen. Let's see. What is he doing?
He has an adult face on a small body. You know, but that's common. You know, it's real hard to draw children as they are supposed to look. You know.
I'm trying to think of good points. I guess I like the Joker bit. It made me laugh that Batman fell off.
Yeah, he falls off a building, then Superman comes along, he's like, hey, I'll help you. He's like, get away from me, Superman. And then he's like, alright, then Superman flies off, and then Batman's car blows up, and Superman doesn't immediately come back, oh shit, what up? No, Superman's just gone now.
Superman's like, I have turkey to cut with Lois. Bye, Batman.
I'll admit with you boys, I was a bit disappointed by this book.
It was very disappointing, mainly because, you know, Batman doesn't see those kind of people as criminals, you know, if you know what I mean. He sees them as people that are in need, basically.
But this is a very Scrooge Batman, just kind of forced the point where he's like, if he dies, I guess that'll be someone removed from the surplus population. It's like, oh my lord, Batman.
I have a fix, if you will. What could be great is to put Batman really on the edge and make some reason why he needs to hunt down Joker so much. So it has to almost bend the rules a bit, because Joker has, you know, a bomb in the center of the city. So he has to find him quickly. You know, something that presses him into this unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think would help the book a little bit. What do you think?
I guess, but even what I'm thinking as well is even if they made changes, the way fact the story beats as it goes on right now, it's not only like what I would say a good take on Batman. I wouldn't even say it's a really good take on A Christmas Carol.
It's not, because they decided to go too grounded with it, right? Even though, I'm saying grounded in a Batman comic, right, where a man is flying around and shit, right, and a man's dressed up as a clown. But what I mean by grounded is that there are nothing like spirits, right? There is no going to the past or
They could have done Dead Man or something.
Oh my god, Dead Man would have worked so well!
Yeah.
There are just so many ways he could have done the story better, but instead he chose to go far too grounded with it, and it lost a lot of the mysticism that comes with Christmas Carol. And also,
Can you imagine Dead Man showing up and going, "Ooh, you'll be haunted"?
That'd be so fun. See, now
I'll
I want to see a Christmas Carol in Batman the Brave and the Bold. That would have worked so much better.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm still thinking about Muppet Alfred. Just like, Master Bruce, you have to have your medicine.
Yeah, so it does lose a lot of its Christmas feeling from this, which is a real...
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
I
know,
like
too
the
much.
idea.
Like as well though, as a Ghost of Christmas Future, I would have made Scarecrow that. Batman gets intoxicated.
You could have used hallucinogenics for shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't very creative in the way they did this. They could have used different Batman villains, but they used the most popular one.
Yeah.
Probably to sell the book, I'm not sure, but they could have done this in so many different ways.
With the book, there seems to be a lot of
You could have used
I'd say
Gentleman
maybe
Ghost.
abstract pages. yeah. I'd say I'm not a fan of those abstract pages. They kind of destroyed the pacing for me, and it took me a while to read them. I was kind of like jumping about on the page. It was like, oh.
It was quite a slog to get through.
Shall we rate it then?
Let's rate it.
Oh man, I'm gonna go.
I would
5.
I'd go for a 4.
Oof.
I'd say 5.
I was gonna go for a 7 because I really like the concept and the art.
Yeah.
And then
actually, I'll go for a 5 because of the art. I like the art, so it goes up to a 5.
Yeah.
Then I was gonna go for a 6. I was like, oh, there's a thing here and here that didn't work, and it didn't capture Christmas spirit. But then the more I felt frustrated at all the things they could have done to make the story really work and feel like a Christmas Carol.
We were just discussing it, weren't we? Like, they could have done this, and that, and you're getting frustrated that they didn't do that.
Yeah, then it's like now it's a 5, and I don't like doing that to it. But you can't be a Christmas story just because you're set on Christmas. And yeah, I'm talking about you, Die Hard. Yeah, I said it. You gotta
about you, Home Alone.
I'm talking about you, Home Alone. You gotta capture a certain spirit. You gotta be some joyous shit in it, and there better be some of that Christmas joy, or you ain't a Christmas story.
Yeah.
You're nothing.
The potential's there, and I like the idea. I like Superman as Christmas present. The art's amazing, as expected. But it was kind of like weird mix of Grimm and Christmas Carol.
I would have done Christmas Past as Red Hood. I would have done Christmas Future as like Scarecrow, but he's throughout the book, Batman's intoxicated, so he's seeing things differently and things like that.
Yeah,
obviously have Dead Man as what's he called? Hardy and Marty, or whatever the fuck they call it. I can't remember the name.
You mean Jacob Marley?
Yeah, Jacob Marley. That's it.
Hardy Marty is from the Muppets.
Yeah, Catwoman.
I get the real thing mixed up with the Muppets. But yeah, it was. They could have done so much more, even though the concept was good.
I still think it's worth.
It's still
having at least
worth.
a look
Yeah,
at it, if you're looking for that thing, right?
I would say it's a decent flick through.
You need to know what you're going for.
I'm not-
what you're going into.
I'm not going to
But-
recommend you grab this off a shelf and.
I'm not.
purchase
Yeah,
full
I'm not
price
going to
anytime
recommend
soon.
that you go out and buy it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is a shame. First,
Go to
nerd for the
if you see it
channel,
in a library, go for it.
So that's a bah humbug out of 10. Okay, bye.
See ya, guys. Merry Christmas.
Cheerio.